So, I've seen a lot of toolbox tour videos online, but I haven't seen one really on a marine deck. And so I've been kind of thinking about doing this for a while, so we're going to walk through both of my boxes. This box and also my cart. So the top drawer, it's mostly all my sockets and bits, my torque wrenches, my ratchets. Mostly everything's going to be heavy on the metric side. Got some specialty sockets here, like this is for pulling the flywheels off Yamahas. Your 3-liter, your Opti 3-liter fuel filter socket, spark plugs, filter wrench, the newer V8 Mercury's, V6 Mercury's, the belt installation tool. As you can see, I'm kind of heavy towards Snap-on. Most everything in here is Snap-on or Blue Point. All my ratchets, except for this one, it's all Snap-on. This is the only Matco in the whole bunch. But 1/4 inch, metric and standard, deep and shallow in mids, metric Snap-on in mids, deeps and shallows. Pretty much anything you can think of in impact, even some 1/4 inch impact deeps and some universals, and a lot of metric Allen key sockets and torques. Second drawer, mostly all my wrenches. As you can see, I'm kind of heavy on the metric side. Metric ratchet wrenches from Snap-on going from 10 to 19, and then some extra icons from 21 to 23. Snap-on standards, Snap-on metrics, Matco 4-way angle wrenches for doing hydraulic lines and some of the plumbing work. Those are from back when I worked on concrete pumps. Long Matco double flex long reach ratchet wrenches. Things come in handy. And then crescent wrenches and Allen keys. My extra long 1/2-inch Snap-on ratchet. This one kind of a mess at the moment, but as you can see, it's mostly all my pliers. As you can tell, I got a real big problem with Snap-on. Snap-on screwdrivers, the precision screwdrivers, the seal picks, the Snap-on drain plug screwdriver. That's really the only marine specialty tool Snap-on makes. Some Vessel JSJ screwdrivers, which working on Yamahas or Suzuki's, you definitely need those for pulling VST tanks apart. Really all of my pliers, except for my Knipex, are all Snap-on. Flush cuts. You never have too many flush cuts working in the marine industry. We cut zip ties all the time, so I always keep a couple of pair in here. Drill bits, I'm really fond of. These Matco Hyper Step stubbies. They work really good for cutting into fiberglass and aluminum. And so I got the stubbies and the longs for both of those sets. handles. Right here, really just an assortment of all my bits and drill bits, and really the stuff I go and grab all the time. A little Cornwell bit ratchet that's really handy, and then sometimes when I'm tearing Mark trolling motors, this little Mac electric screwdriver is really handy for trolling motor work. And then my little pink pliers set from Snap-on, which these things have really been handy for pulling screws broken or stripped out screws and things are really handy on. Alright, now this is the speed drawer. It's really just a junk drawer. Got a bunch of extra Yamaha water pump bolts, drive shaft prop shaft seals, drain plug seals, some Anema connectors, some spare parts, that carburetor rebuild kits, some sealing stuff up, some liner stuff for doing liners and 3 liters, just a bunch of extra markers and connectors and shit like that, drain plug seals for Mercury's, and all that type of fun stuff. This is really the specialty tool drawer. Got my slide hammer in here. Got some cap pullers in here, pulling out trim seal caps. If you worked on a 3-liter, you know what this tool is. This is for pulling the diaphragm caps out. My hub puller, my Yamaha filter wrench for pulling the fuel filters off the Yamahas. Serpentine belt tool for Mercury's. Gear shift tool for a Merc. There's a smaller Icon and split ring pliers for doing midsection work. Impact driver for snap-on. My hub puller. This one's kind of just a mess all. This thing's got kind of a little bit of everything in it. Some scrapers, mirrors, some fine-tune small files, my big radiator hose pick, some screw extractors, my scrapers, and my carpet knives. When you're doing carpet, these knives are awesome from Matco. And it's really just a bunch of odd and end stuff, you know, small precision squares and straight edges for doing layout work before you cut something in the dash. It's pretty much a hammer and plier drawer. I mean, really much, you know, got your PWZs in here. All my snap-on hammers. This is my most used one, my brass hammer. Snap-on pry bar set. My snap-on half-inch impact lives in here, and then all my Matco punch and chisel sets. Bottom drawer, it's got a little bit of some more specialty stuff in it. Screw extractors, taps and dies, and retap kits. Norlight kit, oxygen sensor kit. This is a really cool kit I got from K&L. This is a master cap removal and installer kit for doing trim assemblies. This kit saves me a lot of time. Old school timing light. My air hammer lives in here. Some more specialties type stuff that I got. These things are for Humminbird. When you're dealing with a lot of Humminbird problems, trying to check a head unit out or bench test the head unit. These are actually the power cables. This one's for a Solix series head unit. And then I got the one for the Helix. Because I just got this one in the other day. This is for just doing the Helixes on a bench test. Gasket punch makers. This is an old school one. A lot of people don't even know what this is for. This is so if you're actually redoing a power, actually going in and doing a whole power head rebuild. This is so you can cut down your ring glands for your piston rings. So it's a really cool tool I've had for a long time. Over here, this is a power drawer. All my lights, battery chargers, extra batteries. There's some ones in here missing because I've got some tools out on some jobs. My headlamps, my small borescope camera stays in here. My favorite is light though in this whole box. This is the one that I get the most use out of. It's a bendy light for snap-on, but when you're trying to look inside the cowlings, you know, you kind of reach around and dig around to get to where you can actually see what you're working with. This thing is really handy. And this drawer down here got most of my blow molded stuff. Your ring installer when you put pistons back on the block. This is a Merc Cruiser tool for pulling the castle nut out of the drive shaft and the Bravos and the Alpha drives. Tool I really don't use much that often. This is a bore indicator set. So when you're trying to check liners in a 3-liter you can make sure that the liner is not warped. Or if you're trying to install new liners, you know, if the bore inside the block's not warped. Master bolt puller set. These are some planet machine planes I use for checking, just making sure like a deck surface is flat, not warped. Dial indicator set down there, and then underneath is just a brake pull, an Icon brake compressor kit. That's really all in the new little box. So this is more of like a diag cart. So it's how I kind of have it set up. I mean, up here in the top, you know, I got my iPad mount. My iPad normally stays up here. I don't have it with me today. I got some normal use back probes. My computer stay up here. I got my Yamaha one up here. My Suzuki, my Mercury one are in the office getting charged up. Starter button. My different cables. This is my Suzuki cable. This one's my Yamaha one. Mercury one's in the office. I keep my wireless snap-on pressure gauge up here with the compression hooked up into it, and then my mostly used adapter doing compression tests on these motors. Pairing magnet for doing Sea Monster work, Sea Monster quick reference stuff. I got a 1/4-inch blue point set that I keep up here in case I roll this thing over and I need to pull something apart or pull a part off to test it. I have it in here, and then I also have this snap-on bit set, casting bit set, which comes in handy when I gotta do some diag awesome stuff. Mercury primer bulb stays over here. Some fuel cleaner additive. My torch stays up here. Down here in the first drawer is all my electrical stuff. All my electrical diags, so my back pin kit, D-pin kit, relay buddy, power probe, my fluke meter, spark testers, different back probing stuff, D-pinning tools, testers for circuits, making sure, you know, USB ports and cigarette ports work. Drop this around. Different leads for the multimeter. They're all tester kits from Matco. Just a wireless circuit tester, so same thing as a test light like I got here. It just doesn't have the cable. It works really good when you're in a tight spot trying to test power. Really all up here. Thermostat, snap-on soldering iron, mostly solid diag stuff. And then down here, we got some more bits and pieces, extra screws, stuff like that. Mostly all that's in here is my electrical connectors, butt connectors, spade connectors, heat shrink. I really like these connectors. They're non-insulated. They're just a ferrule. And I actually like using these because I actually can get some good high quality ring heat shrink tubing around them. Makes more better fit. Some zip ties. That's really all it's in this drawer. Some more diag stuff. Short circuit finder. Matco soldering kit, which is I like a little bit better, and I do my snap-on one. It actually has the pliers in there for holding stuff. This one right here, this is a Sahara tool, and it's actually an ignition analyzer. So this guy right here, trying to figure out a misfire or a dead hole, this thing comes really handy. I can actually watch the peaks and volts, the peaks in the voltage range to actually see, you know, if one cylinder's firing hotter than the other. Kind of helps when you're tuning out an old carburetor motor too. Fourth drawer is all my power tools. So you kind of see I lean hard towards Snap-on. Got a lot of Milwaukee in there. Probably my most used one is going to be the Snap-on screw gun. Doing fiberglass work, you don't want nothing with a hammer in it, so this guy gets used a lot. My right angle Milwaukee drill gets used a whole bunch. I'm kind of back and forth on the real drills. I really like the size of my Snap-on one, but you know, this being a smaller 1/2 inch comes in handy in certain situations. But you can see most all my stuff is all electric. Keeps you from dragging an air hose over somebody's boat, scratching it up. Just nicer to use electric tools. This drawer, got some more odd end stuff. These are specialty Mercury zip ties. Most people don't know that actually, most of the time people are concerned about a zip tie being on like a fuel line or a hose underneath the cowling. What most people don't realize is Mercury has these specialty zip ties. I don't know if you can get that in the camera or not. So this is a regular zip tie. You can see it's got a square head on it. On this Mercury zip tie, there's actually a curve to it. So when you wrap it around, you know, let's grab this bolt right here. So when you actually tie it down on something, instead of it sits nice and tight around the hose, or a regular zip tie. I'll just lay this one down here. You have this little bit of a gap underneath the head. So most people don't know is, you know, these Mercury's actually have a custom built zip tie. I keep a bag of them down here just so they stay separate of the other ones, so I use them when I need them. I got 2 boxes in here, Bodeker clamps. These are the compression hose clamps that we use on these outboards. These boxes have been open for a while. So I keep a nice assortment of them. Got 2 boxes, one's solid, one's bigger ones. Box of cotter pins, hose clamps, screws, vacuum connectors, some vacuum hose over there. This is a little O'Reilly's kit with some extra fasteners and pins and stuff in it. My air saw, body saw lays down here. There's mostly a fiberglass like kind of touch-up kit that stays in here. It's over in another bay. The bottom drawer, this one's really the crazy drawer. Got a block kit for doing wet sanding. Sometimes I gotta do a little bit of glass work around here on some boats, so I got a block kit here. This kind of has all your different sanding blocks in it. Underneath that is the rest of my compression tester kit from Matco. My solvent gun. Sometimes you got to clean down a block, especially these older older 2-stroke motors. You get a bunch of 2-stroke oil built up on them, and it just helps clean them up. The case for my wireless pressure tester sits up top. My Milwaukee electric rivet gun stays down here. It's a hog ring tool kit for replacing the hog rings on the impacts, so I don't got to worry about dropping an impact in somebody's boat. I was going to keep them nice and tight. Cheap Harbor Freight vacuum brake bleeder kit. Some Snap-on, glue point, filter wrenches, an extra caliper depressor. Then this is a homemade tool I just made not too long ago. This is actually for pulling fuel out of boats. So it's just a 12-volt Edelbrock fuel pump and a Mercury primer bulb that I set up to run off one of my Milwaukee batteries. I think it's real handy. We get the gas out of boats. Short little ratchet I use for holding up deck lids and stuff. That's really all this box is. I mean, it just carries a bunch of extra shit. Mostly it's just a diag cart. That's the way it's set up. Well, the only other thing we got is this little cart here. This is kind of the cart that I use throughout the day. Throw tools on and move stuff around from shop to shop. Got some Milwaukee bag up here to kind of help keep stuff organized. My gloves stay up here. You can see I got my drinks and stuff up here, and EVAP pump off of a Suzuki. Good battery up here just in case for some diag purposes I need a good 12-volt reference source. I got one up here. Down here midway, my sprays, brake clean WD-40, ring free. My rubber gloves stay on here too. An extra knee pad. Fiberglass snake stays on here. And then a flush tool stays up here. And then down here on the bottom, this is all warranty tools. I got some O-ring kits down here, but mostly all this is when I break something, I throw it down here. My rep comes in, he picks them out of here and repairs them for me. That's pretty much the whole tour of the whole setup. I mean, the big box still work in progress, but you know, we're still trying to get stuff set up in these 3 boxes on how I want them. So.